Good day students, this is the part 3 of NEET 2020. The question is measuring zeta potential is useful in determining which property of colloidal solution. So what is zeta potential here? We have to know that. See, for example, if AgI is a salt we are taking, when Ki is added, see with AgI, when Ki is added due to the common ion effect, I will be in the next layer and then the next layer will be K plus. See, this is said to be fixed layer and the next layer is diffusion layer. K plus and Cl minus, it has random electrons and K plus. So this is diffused layer. The potential difference between the fixed layer and the diffused layer is said to be zeta potential. If there is no zeta potential, this will pass into the solution due to the van der Waals force and it becomes suspension. So from this it is clear that for the stability of the colloid we need, that is stability of the colloid, zeta potential is measured. The question is measuring zeta potential is useful in determining solubility, stability of colloids and size of the colloids and viscosity. The answer will be stability of the colloids. If there is more zeta potential, the stability is more and the colloidal solution will not pass into suspension. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following oxo acid of sulfur has oxygen-oxygen linkage? See, for writing an oxo acid of sulfur, you have a little small tip. Sulfur, it should have one double bond and one OH. So take this as a common, and we are going to fill the other thing. For H2SO4, first S double bond O and then one OH. See here, one H gone. Then one S and one S. You have 4 oxygen, but here you have 2 oxygens. So another OH. So 2H and 3 oxygen and another double bond. This is the structure of H2SO4. The next one is H2S2O8. So you have 2 sulfur, 1 sulfur and 2 sulfur. Put double bond O, double bond O. This is common. And OH and OH. And this is common. See, I am writing how many hydrogens? 2 hydrogen, 2 sulfur and 8 oxygen. 2 sulfur, 1 and 2, 2 sulfur gone, 2 hydrogen, 1 and 2, 2 hydrogen gone. You have 8 oxygen. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be the structure for H2S2O8. See, there should be only maximum 2 double bonds, not 3 double bonds of O. Then writing the third structure, H2S2O7. Again you have 2 sulfur and put double bond O and 1 OH and 1 OH. See how many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen got. Then 2 sulfur and here we have 2 sulfur. How many oxygen? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5, this is 6 and this is 7. This is H2S2O7 and fourth one is H2SO3. Again for sulfur you have to put double bond O and 1 OH. So how many hydrogen? 2 hydrogen. So you need to put another hydrogen directly, not as such. Hydrogen will be bonded with OH. So another OH. See this, you have 1 sulfur, 3 oxygen, 1, 2, 3 oxygen and 2 hydrogen. What is the question? Oxygen-oxygen linkage is present in which compound, which oxo acid of sulfur? It is H2S2O8. So the answer is H2S2O8. So here we have oxygen-oxygen linkage. Here we have sulfur-oxygen and sulfur linkage. Elimination reaction of 2-bromopentane to form pent2-enus. So this is elimination. Already it is given. It is an elimination reaction. What is 2-bromopentane first? So pentane, you have 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the second position you have bromine, Br. And this we are filling with hydrogen. What is the product given? Pent2-ene. So again pent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pent, in the second position you have a double bond. That is, in this position a double bond is formed. So what is eliminated? HBr is eliminated. CH2, CH3. So this is, see here, where Br is attached and this is an alpha carbon, and next to that carbon is, this is beta carbon and this is beta carbon. So from this, H is eliminated from the beta carbon. So this is correct. Beta elimination is correct. Next, follow Zaitsev rule. What is this rule means? When there is elimination taking place, there should be in the two sides of the double bond, there should be more carbon. So if the elimination here, this HBr is going, if this Br and this H is eliminated, what will be the product? It will be CH2 double bond CH. And 1, 2. So this will be the product if this elimination takes place. This is minor because in the either side of the double bond there should be more carbon atoms, that is Zaitsev rule. So this is, it follows this rule also. Then this is dehydrohalogenation, that is minus HBr is removed, that is HBr hydrohalogenation. What is dehydration? Dehydration is removal of H2O. So option A is correct, option B is correct, option C is correct, option D is wrong. The answer is A, B and C. Moving on to the next question. Identify the correct statement. Carbon dioxide gas is used in refrigerant for ice creams and frozen food. Yes, carbon dioxide is used, but that is solid carbon dioxide. So this is the wrong statement. So if A is wrong statement, what are all ruled out? Option A is ruled out, option 1 is ruled out and option 4 is ruled out. We have to see option 2 and option 3. The structure of C6 contains 12 6-carbon rings and 25 carbon rings. See here they have given 12 hexagonal rings and 20 pentagonal rings. But it is given in reverse. It is 20 hexagonal rings and 12 pentagonal rings. This is also wrong option. Then GSM is a type of zeolite used in convert alcohol to gasoline. Yes, this is the correct answer. This is in class 11. And CO is colorless odorless gas. This is also correct. The option is 3, C and D. Then 23rd question. An alkene on ozonolysis gives methanol as one of the product. Its structure is. So they have given the product. What is methanol? Al means it is an aldehyde. So CHO. It means it should be only one carbon. So only one carbon. The methanol is formaldehyde. This is the product given. And what is the reactant? They are asking. See here. breaking of double bond, ozonolysis. Breaking of double bond takes place in ozonolysis. See, in this case, if you break a double bond here you will be having 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. So if you break a double bond here, you will not be getting a single carbon. Both the sides you have so many carbons. So this is ruled out. Then where is the double bond here? Here it is the double bond. When we are breaking the double bond, here you have only one carbon. The final product will be with one carbon. So in this case also, if you break a double bond here, so here also so many carbon, here also so many carbon, and this is ruled out. In this case, if you break a double bond here, see here you have two carbons. The product will be CH3 CHO, and in this case the product will be this. So only one carbon we need. The answer is 2. Next question. The number of Faraday required to produce 20 gram of calcium from molten CaCl2. See, Ca2 plus gains 2 electrons to form Ca. That is 2 electron is 2 Faraday. 2 Faraday, it is 40 gram. That is atomic mass of calcium is 40 gram. Then they are asking for 20 gram. How much Faraday? That is half. So that will be 1. Next question. HCl is passed through a solution of CaCl2, MgCl2 and NaCl. Which of the following compounds will crystallize? So this is kind of direct question. See, in this HCl we have H plus and Cl minus. So the charge on the cation is plus. Here MgCl2, the charge on the cation is Mg2 plus. Again Mg2 plus. And again Mg2 plus. And Ca2 plus. So only one charge on the cation. Here we have Na plus. So NaCl will be crystallized. Then moving on to the next question. Anisole cleavage with Hi gives. So what is anisole? It is an ether. OCH3 is anisole. In this case, the cleavage will be in two things. See, one is here. Another one is, the cleavage is here. See here, this cleavage will not take place because of the resonance. The bond between this ring and this is strong. This is strong. So what happens? Here the cleavage will not take place. Only this cleavage will be taking place. Hi and CH3. See, in this case, I is a bulkier group. It will move towards the smaller group. And Hi is a smaller group and it will move towards the bulkier group. It follows SN2 mechanism. So the product is, see here, the product will be, since it is only one will be breaking, it is OH plus CH3I. So you see, in this case, they have given the bond is broken here and I is attached. So this bond will not broke and the option 1 is wrong. See, in this case, they have given this bond breaking, but see the product, instead of CH3 you have C2H5I. So this is also ruled out. In this case again this bond breaking is given, which is not the case. So the answer is phenol and methyl iodide is the answer. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following amine give carbolamine test? Carbolamine test is primary amine. So in this case you should know carbolamine test is given by primary amine. So we have to find what is the primary amine. Primary amine means nitrogen will be containing 2 hydrogen is primary amine. See, the first case nitrogen is containing only 1 hydrogen and another one is methyl group, another is aryl group. Here it has 2 methyl group, here only 1 hydrogen, and this is NH2, aniline.